Right, hello everybody, this is Firewood Jedi and this is episode 25 of my LOTRO Warden series. We will be doing a pretty short and kind of chilled episode this time, as NJ is getting back from Nursery in about 25 minutes. Okay, so we've made it across Anandir. Now we are helping one of the other rangers. After coming from Amon Wraith here, we are now at Oslagaros with this ranger, Orthon, and we've just got a nice relaxed one to get started, which is collecting driftwood and firewood, which I picked up between episodes. So yes, so you're basically just helping him to keep his watch at the camp here in the North Downs. So let's get started. We are very much within range of being attacked by foes. That's fine. There's plenty of cats and things around here, so if you're in need of I think here is a mixture of medium and sturdy hides. I'm going to put floaty names on because the sun is setting, but it hasn't yet set, therefore I can't see the firewood that we're collecting. So the firewood is around the camp. The driftwood, however, we need to pick up from down the banks of the river here, because it wouldn't be drifting very far. Or it wouldn't be drifting if it hadn't been on water in the first place. Right. Stating the obvious, FJ. Never mind. A lot of the stuff in the North Downs is quite intense in terms of the sorts of enemies you're facing, the stories that are going on. So when you get these breaks in key story, take them. I think from here we may get sent to the dwarf hold, if I remember right, before we finally make it story-wise to Esteldine. Right, so you need to get down to this side apparently is where we need to go. We'll be coming back here with the stories. I think it's part of the epic. Maybe it's part of the epic, where you could end up coming back to find some dwarf markers and things like that. So yes, I think I'm right. So once we've helped the ranger here, we will end up coming up here to the dwarf hold, and there's quite a few little bits of. We'll probably get at least 2 episodes done there before heading to pick up the rest of the epic again in from Esteldine. So that's our 3 car. That's right. So I'm gonna jump and try not to break our ankles, and we managed not to break our ankles. Hurrah! Right. So, driftwood. We're just going to pop that enormous piece of tree in our pocket. We need 6 of these. See, it is starting to come. It is technically dusk, but the sky's not showing it yet. It is good to have a bit of a chilled break in questing at any point really during your time in LOTRO. You can't be all guns blazing all the time. Every hero needs rest. And for Lamuna it means we can come at least into the more relaxed gear and not have to always be at war. Okay, so that's number 4. Where are the other 2? They are. Oh, there's one. If you can pop the other one on charge, that'd be great. And then is that no? Yes, that is one we haven't picked up yet. Fab. Okay. I wanted to record this to see whether I'd get on okay with streaming after I had a sore throat yesterday. I think I'm just sound full of cold today rather than sore throaty, so hopefully we'll get to stream today. That'd be good. The music in this part of the North Downs is also pretty relaxing. Okay, so we've now got the driftwood and the firewood for Orthan. And back to Ostlagorus. There is not a lynx slayer nor a hendrivel or hawk slayer here in the North Downs, so unless you need the hides. In terms of hide collection, you can get mediums, I think mostly mediums from this area, but once you get east of the river here, this is all sturdy hide territory. The same then goes for if you're collecting ore, so west of here, except in some parts of the fields of Fornost, you're talking journeyman gathering nodes rather than expert gathering nodes.
What can I do for you?
Ah, this will do nicely, Lamuna. Do pull up a seat and rest. Let us talk. It has been long since I had company at my fire.
Could I speak with you a moment?
I looked at what happened at the farmlands as a failing of my own. Amarian and I guard this road, but the Wargs moved between us, and we did not espy them until it was too late for the farmers. Amarian guards them now, but I wish to make amends for my negligence. Will you help me gather furs to send to those poor folk? It is not much, but it will keep away the chill of the night. Right, collect furs from wolves or bears.
Hello, friend. Could you help me with something?
And then, oh, this is delightful, yes. Come to think of it, I would ask another favour of you before you go. Another traveller passed along the road, a short little fellow. He went west not long before the Warg attacks on the farmland. I fear he may have been hurt, or worse. Will you search for him in Anandir? Oh look, and we get to actually go into where I was just talking about gathering hides for crafting. So I need to turn west and a bit north from here. There are a lot. It's not just bears and wolves. There are some, I believe, if I remember right, warg-like creatures in this little nook here as well. Yeah, might call this short episode turning wargs into clothes or something like that. Have to be a little bit more clever with my entitling. Still stay in her dress down gear because why not? This wolf count, this bear counts even, so. But I do want to go mostly into this, what do they call it? Like a glade? Copse maybe? Maybe they call it copse. Thankfully I've been playing Warden a bit more in the last week or so, in fact the last couple of weeks, because I've been trying not to out-level Lamuna on any one Warden, but it's starting to get a little bit tight on that one. But because I'm on a Nor once a week, I actually have a level 20 there, which is all well and good. But what I've found is a bit, this is just one of those, you know, investigate the place and kill wargs. I keep looking for gambits that I don't currently have on these lower level ones. I'm like, no, why? I've only got stage 1 of that. Oh wait, I'm supposed to. Right. So we need to go up to this circle here because delightfully we're going to investigate bone piles and see whether that small person that the ranger referred to is in fact dead. You'll be investigating bone piles if he was actually still alive. There is, having said there isn't a lynx or hendrivel slayer, there is, however, a Warg-Slayer Deed, which I think we started If we didn't start it in the Fields of Fornos, then we started it in the last episode. Gotta get my fingers back into doing the gambits I'm used to having, now that I saw bone piles. So this is one of the places you can come for Warg-Slayer Deed, but be aware that it's not full of wargs. There are plenty of them, but a good chunk of the population in this area, Houth Eglin, which is a delightful name. Eglin, of course, means sort of forsaken. Yep, I thought I was about to aggro the other one. So yeah, there are a lot of wolves in here as well, so it's not pure warg territory. However, it is good hide harvesting territory. Might see if I can catch a screenshot around here for the title screen, because despite the fact this is not exactly an encouraging place to be, it's at dusk, it is a happy place to be. So, in terms of how pretty it looks. Just gonna see quickly. I do kind of make these a bit more stream style, so I unashamedly take screenshots in the middle of my YouTube videos. It's fine. Right. Can I loot you before? Yes, I can. Oh, gold ore. Okay, so disturbed earth. This burial mound looks like it's recently exhumed. Lovely. Still need to. We need 4 more furs and 1 more warg. I'm not short on wargs. There we go. There's wargs, but and you can't get the furs from the wargs. It just turns out, of course, it was specifically said wolves and bears, despite the fact that wargs are bigger than wolves and therefore would in fact give you more fur. Right. Okay. So let's gradually make our way back to our ranger friend. And on the way out, take out as many wolves and bears as possible for furs. So what I did think, no, this has just been medium. So when I said it's, sorry, it's been sturdy. When I said earlier that it's a medium and sturdy hide farming area, I was in fact wrong about that. These are all sturdy hides that are coming out of here. I think it just depends on the level of the foe, but that's kind of hard to gauge when they're all aggressive, but that's fine. One thing I have been doing on my Anor, I've just done this the wrong way round. I need to take a screenshot of my UI here for my North Warden, because some abilities are not in the same area. Right. There's one thing I need to look at is there's not enough foes that we've hit at once to be able to do really any gambit chains, and I'm not prepared to rush. Right. I think I started a sentence a second ago. I think I need a better resistance rating, because fear debuffs seem to apply every time that warg tried to. Oh yes, we still need 1 more fur. Okay. There. Right, now we can go back to our ranger friend. So, resistance rating. That's usually will, isn't it? Only adds 2 points to resistance. Does anything else add to resistance rating for a warden? Fate at a 1-to-1 ratio. Ah, vitality also adds resistance. I should take a note of this. So this is just helpful to note for... It probably means I've not looked at resistance rating on my hunters, for this matter. So, for a warden, because you're agility based in the same way that hunters are. So fate, if we're looking at warden resistance, this is a plugin I use semi-frequently called LOTRO Pad. It enables me to take notes in-game and refer to them, and it saves across your account as well. So fate gives it on a 1-to-1 ratio. Will, I think we decided, was a 2-to-1 ratio, so 2 resistance to every 1 point of will. Vitality is 1-to-1 as well. Oops, a daisy. How do I get rid of that? There we go. I accidentally brought up the Discord screen there. That probably did come on the video, but hey, it doesn't matter. Anything else? Nothing from agility, which makes sense, and nothing from... So actually resistance rating is quite hard to build into your gear without specific resistance in your gear. Okay, so resistance, where's it all coming from? Doesn't say. And I've got a 1 in 5 chance of resisting effects. I wonder where the rest of my resistance rating's coming from. Let's have a look. Is it coming from the armor? Does armor give you some resistance? Well, there's a question I will need to look up then, because I'm not seeing it in fact any of my gear items, which means it's coming from someplace else mostly. So save all. So that's likely to apply for hunters as well. I think if you got a race of man warden or hunter for that matter, I think your will is lower because men are easier to dominate in terms of the enemy's influence. Am I the wrong side of the water for... Yes, let's go swimming. I wonder if elves have got a slightly higher will rating. They might have. Some nice sturdy hides there for gearing out. Speaking of hides, do remember it was said in the last patch notes from this week that Bjornings were going heavy armor. At one point it was they might be, but Bjornings can now pick up boxes. They're leveling boxes from Bree that contain heavy armor, but they can't yet equip it. So just bear that in mind. The reason that came up is my Azil, the Bjorning I've been streaming, is a medium armor, and she's been trying to gear herself, which of course now is going to be impossible. So just bear that in mind. Okay, yay.
How can I be of
Fall into the
service?
Wargs. I see you found some bones, Lamuna. Some of these are fairly small, but I wouldn't say any of them would belong to the traveller I saw. Unless I'm very much mistaken, I'd say most of these are goblin bones. It seems to me that the Wargs and the goblins must not get along well all of the time, and that's good for us. Let them fight among themselves, and there will be fewer for us to worry about.
What can I do for you?
Okay, that's just confirming thank you for killing the stuff for me. Wargs of Anandir.
Greetings to you.
You found evidence of digging among the wargs at that large mound? That's very strange. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. I wonder what it is they seek. I think at some point I'm going to try and make Lamuna a more heavy-ish looking armor set, which I might do before... I mean, we've got a good number of episodes in the North Downs because it's enormous, but at some point I'm going to record, which is going to be fun, Doldinan. I need to do skirmish because I think I will need a skirmish soldier in there. So one of the episodes is going to be skirmishes, I think, or at least trouble in Tugborough. Okay. I wonder what it is they seek. What do they seek?
Can I speak with you a moment?
You must be weary from your efforts and long travels, Lamuna. Loath as I would be to see you leave, I feel obligated to tell you that there is a dwarf keep not so far from here that offers far more by way of comforts than this sad little campfire ever could. Poor thing. Othrikar is the name the dwarves have given it. They are friendly as dwarves go. If you wish to find a more habitable place to stay, it is a very short distance northeast, a stone dwelling nestled in the hills. So yes, we will actually do that journey, because why not? NJ is getting back here in about 5 minutes, so not having a short episode is particularly bad either. So getting myself back into the swing of playing Warden at this level. It's not exactly the dizzying heights of level 31, but I've had quite a few low level ones, and I've been holding back playing them, despite my excuse my medication alarm, desire to really play it, because I don't want to out level Lamuna. I want, if I'm going to learn something new, I want to be doing it live, for want of a better word. So we are going to go over to Othrikar, just so there's continuity between this episode and the last one. So things we picked up were Warg-Slayer Deed in that little copse, Howth Eglin. Nothing to do with the Lonelands, as far as I know. I can't think that it would. Eglin's just a word that means forsaken, usually referring to a people. We looked at resistance ratings. I kept getting fear debuffs from every time a warg opened its jaws, and figured that resistance rating, if you want to try and build some in... Ah, that's where the resistance rating might be coming from. I'm going to see whether some comes from armor outside of... what was I going to say? Outside of your main gear and traits. So... have I got some resistance rating? Aha, so I've got Innocence has given me some resistance rating. A lot from... it's going to all come from here. Nothing from there or there. And a bunch from Idealism. Okay, so I actually have got quite a bit of resistances through Virtues. But it still doesn't quite seem high enough. You just have to make up for it by the fact that for the Warden, your first aid ability only has a 5-second cooldown, so just watch how many debuffs you've got and cleanse them as and when you can, which is why I've always got my cleanse on a Control 7 shortcut, so I can just and be done with it, kind of thing. Okay, Othrikar. Well met, traveller. Welcome to Othrikar. You may find rest here or work if it suits you. What say you to that? What say you? What say you? Right, I have to actually cut this one short. But I hope actually you've enjoyed this pretty short episode. That it's been a bit chilled. We did take out some wargs. So remember when we, from one of the other episodes, we had some. Where's the farm? Here, Nathan Hodges' farm has a few wargs in it, not many. This, however, does have quite a few more wargs as well. In terms of other Warg-Slayer areas, before I sign off, wargs roam around Kingsfell in small numbers but over a wide area, Nan Amlug East. By that I mean there can be quite a few wargs, but they're spread apart quite a lot. And Daldinan has some, but I wouldn't suggest, unless you're going in with a group, doing that as part of your Slayer Deed, because I think a lot, if not all of them, are in fact signature level mobs. Okay, so that's us done for episode 25. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to catch you again for another episode of LOTRO Warden. This is me, Firewood Jedi, signing off. Have a good day, and take care.